Good evening, and thank you for attending the Ewing High School 2019 Senior Awards Night. My name is Kip Harrison, Assistant Principal in tonight's Master of Ceremonies. Please join me in recognizing Ms. Natalie Alexis, Student Council Co-President for the class of 2019, will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Ms. Alexis.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Natalie. Please welcome our Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Michael Navy.
Good evening. On behalf of the Board of Education, it is an honor to welcome you to what is always one of the nicest nights of the year as we recognize and honor the many accomplishments of the seniors of Ewing High School's class of 2019. I would like to acknowledge the Board of Education members who are in attendance tonight and thank them for their public service and for taking the time from their own lives to be here this evening. We have our Board President, Mr. Anthony Messina. We have our Board Vice President, Lisa McConnell. If your deductive reasoning is not strong, Lisa's a proud parent of a senior in the class of 2019. Board Member Stephanie Staub is here. Board Member Karen McEwen. And Board Member Mr. Bruce White. As mentioned, this is always a wonderful event as all the stakeholders in the Ewing School community gather together to honor our graduating seniors. Tonight is what we work for. It is why we are here. It is why we exist. What we all want to see is Ewing High School students, Ewing Township kids, doing well, accomplishing great things, and set up for a bright future. That is what we will celebrate this evening. In many ways, this event represents the nexus of our school district, as civic organizations, higher education, distinguished alumni, community groups, charitable institutions, local businesses, and academic leaders all become united with one driving motivation. And we all care about these students, and we're all very proud of them. I would like to thank the civic and community organizations, as well as the businesses, entities, and individuals that step forward and provide scholarships and awards for our exceptional students. Your belief in our mission and support of our school will help these outstanding young people continue their fine academic work after they move on upon graduation. To all the parents in attendance, thank you for your help, your support, and for motivating your children to take pride in what they do and for challenging them to be successful. Achievement only takes place in the framework of high expectations. Tonight is a night for you to be very proud, to reflect happily on what your children have accomplished, and to be excited about their very bright futures. Finally, to our seniors here, thank you for all that you have done for the Ewing School community. The Board of Education and all of us who have worked with you are greatly appreciative of your efforts and very excited about the next steps in your journey. Congratulations on all that you have achieved, and keep up the great work. Thank you. Enjoy your evening. I turn it back to Mr. Harrison.
This evening's program is being recorded and will be available on the Ewing Public Schools YouTube channel and on Channel 19 at a later date. Please help yourself to refreshments located on the side of the room throughout the program. They're prepared tonight by Mr. Kopaginski's culinary arts classes for tonight's program. I'm sure most of you received a program as you came in tonight. When you leave, we have programs with actually all the children's names on there for the award winners as well, so make sure you know before you do leave. Parents and presenters, We have a photo station set up in the senior cafeteria to my left, just past the food table, if you would like to take pictures for your family or for your organization. In an effort to keep the program moving, we will not introduce each speaker tonight. Rather, we ask that speakers make their way to the podium once the presenter before them has finished. In addition, regardless of the size of your outside voice, we ask that all presenters use a microphone so our videographer, Mr. Litz, can pick the sound up without any difficulty. Also, please make your presentation here at the podium so it can be on the YouTube and Channel 19 channels as well. Due to a few previous commitments, we'll have to go out of order just to start for our first 6 awards. For our first one, please welcome Ms. Suzanne Brent Fleck-Burgos for the Debbie Marks Lake Scholarship Award.
Thank you all for being. Thank you so much for having us this evening. My name is Kyle Marks, and tonight, with great pride and admiration, I'm here to present the Debbie Marks Lake Foundation, also known as Debbie's Dreams Scholarship at Ewing High School. I can remember all the days I used to spend my at Deb's house. In the backyard, kicking the soccer ball with my 2 cousins, Ava and Matt, and just knowing that when the adult first kids game came, she was going to bring something. And let me tell you, whether it was she throwing you to the ground, pulling your shirt, or just laughing with you, it was all out of love. And I can proudly say, she was my favorite aunt, and I still miss her to this day. Debbie Marks Lake was one of the finest student athletes that Mercer County ever produced. She was a 3-sport student athlete for Ewing High School soccer, basketball, and softball. Debbie earned 10 varsity letters and numerous awards in high school, highlighted by her selection as a first-team All-State player in soccer, Trentonian Player of the Year, for soccer, and many CBC, county, and state awards in all 3 sports. The final award in her high school career was received the Karis McGirt Award for excellence as a scholar and as an athlete at Ewing High School. Debbie attended LaSalle University on a soccer scholarship and graduated magna cum laude. She received LaSalle's Scholar Athlete Award in 1994 and is a member of the Ewing High School Athletic Hall of Fame as well as the Mercer County Soccer Hall of Fame. My Aunt Deb sadly passed away in 2015 after a very hard-fought battle with cancer, but along the way, and still to this day, she reminds us all to love, laugh, always tell the truth, and be thankful. This $1,000 scholarship is presented to the Ewing High School female student athlete who demonstrates the same qualities of my Aunt Deb with regard to academic and athletic achievement, scholarship, and leadership. This scholarship is one way that Debbie's Dreams plays to keep the spirit of Debbie Marks Lake alive by supporting organizations and individuals that embody her passions, values, and ideas. The student selected for the 2019 Debbie Marks Lake Scholarship is an accomplished Ewing High School student athlete. She is a rare 3-sport athlete who has a legacy of achievement in each sport. In the fall, she was a standout for the girls soccer team. In the spring, she was a 4-year varsity performer in softball. Most uniquely, she's one of the top female wrestlers in the state, community, and a distinguished career this past winter as a podium finisher at the state championship. In the classroom, she carries a 4.5 GPA, is in the top 10 of her class, and the president of the National Honor Society. She plans to continue her academic and athletic career at Dickinson College. Being honored tonight as the 2019 recipient of the Debbie Marks Scholarship is my classmate and friend, Debbie Q.
Good evening, and thank you for the opportunity to speak to all of you. Congratulations to the honorees and the parents out there as well. I'm here to present the Ewing Township Democratic Club Award, the Angela Tolaris Memorial. Angela was, amongst other things, a Scottish Democrat,
Good evening. My name is Bud Goff. I'm a member and past president of the Rotary Club of Trenton, and always will be, in my head, in my heart, a Ewing Blue Devil. Go Blue Devils! A very long time ago. And I am here, it's my pleasure, to present this year's Lions Woodward Educational Scholarship. During the early part of the last century, Trenton, New Jersey was one of the most prosperous and thriving industrial centers in the U.S. One of the people who helped to make Trenton a success was named Lion Woodward. He will be called a professional, he would be called a professional entrepreneur today, establishing several businesses in the city of Trenton. Not only was Mr. Woodward interested in becoming a commercial success, he was also a civic-minded individual who was a founding member of the Trenton Rotary Club in 1914. Rotary is the oldest non-sectarian service organization in the world, having 1.3 million members in over 160 countries. I am very proud to be a member of the Trenton Rotary. During the year 1927, Mr. Woodward died when he was still quite young. The Trenton community, led by the Trenton Times newspaper and the Trenton Rotary Club, established the Lion Woodward Education Fund in 1928. This fund has been operating since that time, providing educational opportunities in the greater Mercer Bucks community. Since 2011, the Lion Woodward Education Fund has acted as a scholarship fund and has been administered by the Princeton Area Community Foundation, that are known as PACF. It has acted as a clearinghouse for applicants each year. A variety of factors are considered as part of the evaluation process, including financial need, academic achievement, exemplary community service, and leadership. We review applicants to see if they have lived up to the Rotary motto of service above self. The scholarship is in the amount of $2,500 for 4 years, for a total of $10,000. Simone Samil, will you please come forward?
Why are we here? I don't know. We are here to give away money. This is Jerry Pett. I'm at Midas, and we're from the West Trenton Garden Club. All of these flowers came from my garden. Sharon says hers too. Our award this year is doubled because of something we did for the second time this year, and it was a fundraiser. Pancake breakfast. So many people came, we could double our award. So when you see it advertised next year, show up. And these girls are going to be very lucky. The first award is going to go, there's also a lovely letter in here from the president, Camille Renier. I'm not going to read it, it's really long. Girls can read it. The first award is going to go to Amélie Francois. It's for $1,000. It pays to enter. Don't be afraid, it pays to enter.
The second award goes to, and I hope I pronounce this right, Amgatu Bensan. Am I mispronouncing this? I apologize.
with children that are going to be seniors next year, encourage them to enter. Okay?
We have money.
We do, I tell you, it's true. Well, we'll advertise. It's also open to men. We have like about 7 or 8 men now. We started with 1, now I think we have 7 or 8. Our club is, I think, about 65 now. It used to be 30. We used to get $25 as an award, now $1,000. So don't forget, next year, come to the breakfast. Pancake breakfast at Applebee's. Thanks a lot.
Good evening. I represent the United States Army. My name is Sergeant First Class Witherspoon, and today I'm here to award 2 outstanding individuals with the United States Army Academic Scholar Athlete Award. These 2 individuals represents everything that the Army embodies. 7 Army values: leadership, duty, respect, selfless service, honor, integrity, and personal courage. A few of the accolades of this individual. First person is a 4.1 GPA average, National Honor Society, honor rolls, principal honor roll, peer leadership, lifeguard, volunteer service. This is a 3 sports athlete, part of the swimming team, soccer, my favorite, lacrosse. The second individual has a 4.5 GPA, National Honor Society, salutatorian, honor roll, principal honor roll, youth group leader, Little League assistant coach, and peer leadership group. Their dedication, hard work, and excellence reflect great credit upon themselves and the UN High School. I'm proud to introduce Olivia Rush and Henry Hutchinson.
Good evening, how we doing this evening? Lovely group of people. How y'all doing? My name is Sergeant Jones. I represent the United States Marine Corps. Era. I'm a local. I'm originally from Trenton, New Jersey. I've been in the Marine Corps 8 years, and I'm glad to be here with y'all this evening to present these awards to these outstanding students. I have a couple of awards I'm giving out tonight. My first award will be the United States Marine Corps Semper Fidelis Award for musical excellence. This individual is big on music, has a great sound for music, and it just rings in their ear. With further ado, the first award goes to Michael Montagan. The second award I'll be giving out tonight goes to male and female. It's a dual-hatted award. It's the United States Marine Corps Scholastic Excellence Award for their outstanding academic efforts. The first award goes to Emilia Bufato. The second award goes to Henry Hutchinson. Okay, the third set of award I'll be giving out is for my favorite. I'm a sports type of guy. So, it's male and female as well. The Marine Corps Distinguished Athletic Award. These people have excelled in their athletic endeavors, both 3-time athletic sports in high school. The first one goes to J.C. Lau. Come on, kid, hurry up. Let's get it. That's Henry, people. That's Henry. He's on his own program. The next award goes to Christopher Seifert. It's a monster. What do you put him? And last but not least, this individual has took the next step after high school, decided to take on the challenge of the journey to become a United States Marine. This individual has been in my program, in my delayed entry program, working with me for like the last 7 months. His hard work, dedication, devotion to duty, never giving up, never quitting, learning to be comfortable in uncomfortable situations. Without further ado, Puli Diolo, report to your crew. Thank you. Have a good evening.
I'd like to remind everyone that's presenting and whoever's receiving awards that photographs will be in the senior cafeteria to my left. And now we'll get back to the order of awards. The first one I have is the Carol A. Allen Memorial Scholarship. The Carol A. Allen Memorial Scholarship is a grant of $500 to be used towards college expenses awarded to a student who will pursue a career in elementary education. Carol was a dedicated teacher in the Ewing Public School System, having taught the elementary grades at Lohr and Antile schools before her retirement. She was devoted to her students and was recognized in Who's Who among teachers in America, the Governor's Teacher of the Year, and the Bold Teacher of the Year. This year's recipient is Keegan Otto. At EHS, Keegan's a member of the bowling team, drama club, student council, performed in the choir for all 4 years, and was vice president of the SAG club her last years of high school. Keegan is currently holding a 2.8 GPA and is set to attend Cabrini University and major in elementary education and psychology. Ladies and gentlemen, help me congratulate Keegan Otto.
Good evening, everyone. I'm here tonight to present the Antile PTO Scholarship. The Antile PTO Scholarship is granted to an alumnus whose experiences at Antile have had a significant impact on his or her life. This year's recipient has been heavily involved in many of our unified programs throughout her time at Ewing High School. She attributes her love and enthusiasm for working with special needs students to her years at Antile Elementary, where her teachers, seeing her passion for fostering inclusion, awarded her many opportunities to work with students who are cognitively or physically impaired. In addition to her involvement in Unified, she is also a role model in the school and local communities as a volunteer, scholar athlete, and peer leader. This fall, she will attend Mercer Community College, and due to her love of working with special needs students, plans to major in special education and physical education. To quote this student, "A disability is only that if a person allows it to be." It is evident that the seeds that were planted at Antile have grown to shape the student's educational experiences and future endeavors. This is why the Antile PTO is awarding its $1,000 2019 scholarship to Allie McConnell. Gerald L. Ball Memorial Book Award, the first one. The Gerald L. Ball Memorial Book Award was established by his wife, Mrs. Bay Ball, to honor her husband's contributions to the Ewing community. She selects 4 students who are members of the St. John's Baptist Church or a resident of the Ewing Park to honor with book awards of various amounts. For the first $100 book award, this year's recipient is Adonis Lozano. Mrs. Ball selected Adonis to recognize him for his many accomplishments that were highlighted in the recent March edition of the Good News. Through the Structured Learning Community Program here at Ewing High, Adonis interned at the We Make of Pennington, whose mission is to create and inspire an innovative approach to work for people with autism. He has learned many job skills in an authentic work setting that will allow him to work in the community after graduation. Please help me congratulate Adonis.
And I will be presenting my award to Marshawn Adams.
My award is going to be presented to J.C. Lowe, and this is for her community involvement and church involvement.
And my award is presented to Antonio Brocky, my father.
The next award is the Blackbird Memorial Scholarship. The Blackbird Scholarship was established in 1994 by Peggy Blackbird in honor of her parents, Kirby and Gay. Peggy is a graduate of Ewing High School and recently retired from the United States Foreign Service. During her tenure, she was appointed by President Clinton as United States Ambassador to Guinea-Bissau. She is presently on assignment for our Foreign Service. Mr. and Mrs. Blackbird made many and varied contributions to this community. Kirby was a local businessman and served as mayor and member of the Ewing Township governing body. Gay was a longtime member of the Ewing Township Board of Education. The scholarship is 2 grants of $1,000 per year for 4 years as intended to aid students who will continue the tradition of community involvement. This year's recipients are Amelie Francois and Stephen Rodriguez. Amelie is a peer leader and a member of the Rotary Club. She was named captain of both the field hockey and lacrosse teams and participated in the orchestra, the pit orchestra, and the handball choir. In her free time, Amelie volunteers at the Trenton Area Soup Kitchen, the Ewing Senior Care Center, and at Homefront. She currently holds a 3.9 GPA and set to attend the College of New Jersey in the fall and major in nursing. Stephen is also a peer leader, a 2-year member of the National Honor Society, and was a member of the soccer, tennis, and track team charity in high school. As a member of the student council, he was vice president his junior year and is co-president this year. Stephen was student director of the spring musical and has served on mission trips to Trenton, Fairfield, North Carolina, and twice to Haiti. He currently holds a 3.8 GPA and is committed to attending Bowling State Green University next fall. Ladies and gentlemen, Amelie Francois and Stephen Rodriguez.
Good evening. My name is Jennifer Wright Reed, and I'm the president of the Central New Jersey chapter of the Links Incorporated. For 70 years, the Central New Jersey chapter of Police has proudly served Mercer, Middlesex, Monmouth, Somerset, and Union counties in New Jersey. We have raised over $100,000 to support transformational programs and donated 80,000 plus volunteer hours to youth-targeted programs that address critical needs in our communities. In the last 5 years, we have awarded $32,000 in scholarships to underrepresented students. Imani Wilson was selected as a scholarship recipient from among a highly competitive group of applicants from the counties that we serve. She is an athlete who has excelled academically. She participates in extracurricular and community activities, including mentoring, and she will be a first-generation college attendee. Imani aspires to pursue a degree in criminal justice, and we are pleased to help her pursue her goal of higher education. Imani, we wish you all the best at the College of New Jersey and in your future plans.
The College of New Jersey. Delta Sigma Theta Sorority. All right.
Everyone. My name is Dr. Donnie Johnson. I'm here to represent Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, and I will be presenting a book award tonight. I'm thinking that everyone here is familiar with our sorority. We've been around since 1913. We were founded on the campus of Howard University. And so I would like to present our book award this evening. The members of Trenton Lundy Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated and Trenton Fortitude Corporation would like to congratulate you as this year's recipient of our TAC-TFC Book Award in the amount of $1,000. Through your hard work and determination, you have proven to be a student who we want to recognize for your achievements and to support you in your pursuit of higher education. This year's book award goes to J.C. Lowe.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to jump back to the College of New Jersey. Mrs. Mimi Pasquale is going to present that for us.
Good evening. Mr. Ariel Matsos may be running a little late, so he might be showing up a little bit later, but for now I do want to take the time to recognize 5 of our outstanding students who will be attending TCNJ next year. There were 3 students who were awarded $5,000 scholarships for every single year they will be attending. These 3 students were Diara Jones-Costin, Amani Wilson, and Amelie Francois. We have another student who was awarded $8,000 per year, and that student is Sterling DeRacy. One final student who was awarded the Educational Opportunity Fund Promise Award for a total of $15,000 per year. And that student is James Kim.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Dave Buckley. I'm actually the president for Ewing Girls Softball Association. Ewing Girls Softball Association awards a $1,000 scholarship to a player who has maintained a GPA of 2.5 or higher, has played with us for at least 5 years, and will be attending a post-secondary educational, vocational, or technical school in the fall. This year's recipient is Isabella Bazan.
Every 2 weeks, the EHS faculty participates in Jeans Day. The proceeds from these days are used to fund 4 scholarships for our students. Each winner will receive $250 towards their continuing education. The first 3 winners of the 2018-2019 Faculty Fund Foundation scholarships are Keegan Otto, Curtis Stevens, and Alexander Rank. And the 4th winner, Ms. Holzheimer, will present.
We have an award called the Michael B. Tucker Scholarship. It's given to a student who has shown excellent academic growth, which contributes positively to the school community, and who exemplifies the spirit of Michael Tucker, a longtime Ewing High School teacher. The winner this year is Michael Kerr.
Good evening. I would like to introduce Debbie Calley. Debbie, if you step up here, please. Our president is sick, and so filling in this evening is Joe Schmelz, a 40-year member of the Ewing Kiwanis Club, to present awards. The Kiwanis Club is really 2 organizations. The club itself was founded in 1954 and is continually operating. And this year we're celebrating our 65th anniversary. So we've had a substantial presence in the community over the year, including cooking senior breakfast just a few weeks ago, and Youth of the Month, and Safety Town's getting ready to come around, and we have a lot of chaperones from Safety Town sitting up here tonight, and on and on and on. Without further ado, let me introduce our past president, a 40-year member of Ewing Kiwanis, Joe Schmelz.
Thank you, Mr. White. I'm pinch hitting for our current president, and the awards that I'm going to be excuse me, I can't, a little nervous here. No, I shouldn't be. Our leadership awards, which have been given out by the Kiwanis Club of Ewing Township to Ewing High School graduates for 55 years. The first one will go to Nagazi Ikpima. The second award will go to Michael Montaigne. I'm not going to announce the amounts of the scholarships because I know Rotary did $10,000. We have raised scholarships, but not in that category. The next 2 awards will be Most Improved Students. This is something that was started by Kiwanis a few years ago. I mean, I really appreciate the scholastic activities of these good students that you see in front of you, etc. But there are also students that way maybe back in middle school weren't that the greatest, but coming into high school, etc., they have improved. So, the first award for Most Improved Student will be Anthony Gatecki. Okay, it's Zaghetti. Did I get it right this time? And the second Most Improved Student would be, and incidentally, These awards are not selected by Ewing Township Kiwanis members. The most improved students are selected by the faculty of the high school. We don't, the Kiwanis does not select the students. And that would be Anna Gaylord. Ladies and gentlemen, I know it's going to be a long night. I don't know if Mr. Goff is still here from Rotary. He was saying that they started the Rotary Club back in 1914. He beat Kiwanis by a year. We started in 1915. We are in 83 countries around the world. We're a community service organization that specializes in working with children, and of course that should be obvious that we're here tonight. So, there is one last thing I would like to say on a very, very serious note. Today is June the 6th. It's D-Day, and 75 years ago today, 9,000 people lost their lives on the beaches of France to make sure that we could be here tonight. Thank you for your time.
In the early 1990s, the Ewing Kiwanis Club, through the leadership of some people that are here this evening, Bon Cox was one, Joe Schmelt, other Kiwanis members who have passed, established a scholarship foundation. The entire purpose of that was to award scholarships to Ewing Township residents who were seniors. And over the years, Ewing Township Kiwanis Club Foundation has awarded $105,000 to 130 different students. It is a by application, and this year we promised that we would award 2 $1,000 scholarships and 2 $500 scholarships. One of the scholarships is named the George Burrell Scholarship. George Burrell was a Kiwanis Club member and was one of the mainstays in establishing the Key Club here in Ewing High School in the late 1950s. And the Burrell Scholarship is for $1,000. It goes to Olivia. The foundation also promised another $1,000 scholarship. And again, this is by competitive application where the board of directors determines who the winners will be. And it is Devin B. Jr. We also said we would give 2 $500 scholarships. And one of those was earned by Natalie Alexis. Another award was Allison McConnell for private. The board of directors for the foundation looked at the application and said, we've got a lot of deserving kids. Let's dig a little deeper. So we went ahead and we dug and we came up with another $1,000. So we're pleased to be able to give 2 additional $500 scholarships this evening to Alexander Medwick and Georgette Briggs. So congratulations to the 11 award winners that the Ewing Kiwanis is able to recognize tonight. Hopefully, if the stock market stays strong, we'll be honoring 20 people next year. But the wisdom of the Scholarship Foundation has paid off to benefit the Ewing students. So to each and every one of you, congratulations, good luck, and Godspeed. Thank you. I dropped an envelope. Isabella Falzone.
Good evening. I bring you greetings from the Ewing Public Education Foundation, and we are the part of the scholarship committee, and I'm here with my wonderful members. We have Chris Ingram, Whitney Lewis, and we have our wonderful Mr. Wayne Staub. We also have our wonderful executive director, that is Heather Kern-Flatini, and our wonderful committee member, Maria Benedetti, who not join us this evening. And I'm trying to see if any of our other members are here this evening. And my name is Lynn Lowe. So let me tell you a little bit about our wonderful committee. EPEC began the scholarship program back in 2012. The first scholarship was for $500 for one applicant. The following 2 years, we increased it to 2 $500 scholarships. And by the fourth year, we increased it to 3 scholarships. 2 for $500 and 1 for $750. With an infusion of wonderful donations from the Church and Dwight Foundation and the Vincent J. Scarata family, we are able to offer 9 scholarships for a total of $9,500. Our continued goal is to increase our scholarship numbers. We're going to meet that 10,000 at some point. We're going to continue to strive. And I just want to say to each and every young lady and each and every man and woman out here, our graduates, I'm so proud of you. We are proud of you. We continue to strive to do so much for our wonderful, wonderful Ewing Township and for our wonderful Ewing schools. I have our next, Chris is going to announce our wonderful, Whitney is going to announce our next upcoming scholarship.
Hello, everybody. Again, my name is Whitney Lewis, and I wanted to note I am a proud Ewing High Blue Devil, graduate class of 2008, also a TCNJ grad, so it's really great to come back here with the foundation. It brings it all full circle. So the first award we're going to announce is the Wayne Staub Presidential Scholarship, which will be handed off by the Wayne Staub. It is for $1,500, and it's going to go to Alexa Leffler. The second award I'm going to present tonight is the Ewing Public Education Foundation Leadership Scholarship. It's for $1,000, and it's going to go to Miss Amelie Francois. And the last award that I'm going to be presenting is the Vincent J. Scarata Community Service Leadership Scholarship. It is for $1,000, and it's going to Mr. Alexander Bennett.
Our next round of scholarships are sponsored by Church and Dwight, and the first scholarship will be awarded to Miss Ziara Jones Costa. The next award will be awarded to Miss Simone Sumio. The third Church and Dwight Scholarship will be awarded to Miss J.C. Love.
I will continue on with the Church and Dwight Academic and Community Service Scholarships. Next we have Miss Allison McConnell. Mr. Craig Wren. And our next award is for Miss Nevin Gamage. And thank you very much. And again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again from the Ewing Public Education Foundation.
I will try to get this one next out very quick so you'll understand why in a second. Actually, before she gets out there, Allison McConnell, would you just turn around and come right back? Make it easy. Just so we keep the program going. The Ewing Township Administrators Association scholarship is a $350 scholarship to be awarded to a student who attended the Ewing Public Schools from kindergarten through 12th grade and who intends to pursue a major in career in education. Obviously, this year's recipient is Allison McConnell. Allie is a peer leader, member of student council, involved in Project Unified, and participated in the countywide Day of Dialogue. She served as baseball team manager and was also a 4-year member of the girls varsity soccer team, where she was honored with the NJSIA Senior Leadership Award, along with the Mercer 33, where she was recognized as one of the best players in the county. In her free time, Allison volunteers with the following organizations: the Adopt a Family Organization, New Jersey Special Olympics, the Susan J. Komen Foundation Walk, Ewing Girls Soccer, and Prospect Heights Fire Company. Allison currently holds a 3.8 GPA and will attend Mercer County Community College in the fall to major in physical and special education. Ladies and gentlemen, Allison McConnell.
On behalf of the Ewing Township Education Association, I am honored to be here tonight to present 3 monetary awards. The first one is the Gilmore J. Fisher Memorial Scholarship. Gilmore J. Fisher was a pioneer for education in Ewing Township, responsible for the expansion of the Ewing Public Schools. This award is presented to Alice McConnell for her honesty and dedication to her studies and betterment of her community. The William Rakita Memorial Scholarship. Bill Rakita was a mathematics teacher and a defensive backfield coach at Ewing High School. This award is presented to Olivia Ruff. It was awarded to Olivia Ruff for her hard work, trustworthiness, honesty, and dedication as a student athlete. The last one is the Ewing Township Education Association Scholarship. The ETEA takes pride in working simultaneously with its members, students, parents, Board of Education, and the community. This award is presented to David Treader. For his ability to transition flawlessly between academic, athletic, and communal activities and responsibilities. Seniors, please keep in touch. Your teachers are excited to see you grow, sad to see you leave, and proud of who you've become.
My name is Elizabeth Salusiak, and Mr. Don Cox and I are here representing the Ewing Township Historic Preservation Society. The Violet Cox Memorial Scholarship was established through donations made by friends and relatives upon her death. The money collected was sufficient to provide a perpetual scholarship in her name. When she passed away in January of 2000, she had been a teacher throughout her life at Fisk, Lanning, and Fisher Schools in Ewing, as a 6th grade teacher at Incarnation School, and as an 8th grade math teacher at Dunn Middle School. During her life, she belonged to many historical associations throughout New Jersey. She established the Victorian Museum at the Contemporary Club in Trenton. She worked tirelessly to establish the State House Historic District in Trenton and established the Delaware Valley chapter of the Victorian Society of America. She served as an elected member of the Ewing Township governing body and served for many years as president of the Ewing Township Historic Preservation Society. Violet established the Ewing Historical Commission and worked to establish many historic sites in Ewing. She was responsible for the establishment of the Mercer County recycling system we currently have, having served in charge of the Health and Sanitation Department in Ewing. She started the Ewing Drug Abuse Council that used to meet in her home. In 1999, the state of New Jersey at ceremony at the State House awarded her an annual award for historic preservation along with U.S. Senator Lautenberg. We are very pleased to present a $500 scholarship to a student who has indicated a strong interest in further study in history at Rutgers University. We are very pleased to present the Violet Cox Award to Siani Washington.
Hello, everybody. My name is Joseph Bensky, and I am a school counselor here. I would like to congratulate all of the recipients and their families for these amazing awards and scholarships. I would also like to thank everyone for their assistance, because this could not have been done without everyone in this room. This event is one of the best times of the year because I'm happy to be presenting recipients with awards and helping them with financial assistance for their post-high school plans. Today, I will be presenting the Ewing Women's Club. The Ewing Women's Club Scholarship is awarded to one high school senior male and female. These students must have good school citizenship and academic achievement. The recipients of the Ewing Women's Club Scholarship for 2019 are Trenton Soto and Catherine Struble. Trenton Soto is a dedicated, motivated, and respectful young man. He regards his studies as a top priority, and because of this, he is in the top 10% in his class. He also has the neatest handwriting I have ever seen in my life, and it should literally be an option on Word because it is just that neat. Trenton will be attending the Fashion Institute of Technology and be studying graphic design. Our other recipient, Catherine Struble, is intelligent, friendly, and outgoing. She is an outstanding student with a 3.98 GPA while dedicating her time to robotics, karate, and also helping others by tutoring. I will miss seeing her smiling face around the hallways and in my office. She will be studying electrical engineering at Rochester Institute of Technology.
Good evening. I'm Fran O'Brien, and this is Deb Simmons, and we represent the General Mercer chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution. And we are really proud tonight on this 75th anniversary of D-Day to present the 2019 Good Citizen Award, the DAR Good Citizen Award for Ewing High School, to a person who is an outstanding scholar, an outstanding athlete, but this award is given for good citizenship as exemplified by dependability, service, leadership, and patriotism to a very outstanding degree. And this person is a peer leader. She's been a cheerleading captain for 2 years. She's a very, very high academic leader and many sports activities. So we're very proud, Debbie Simmons and I are very proud to present the award to Anna Catherine Gaylord.
Congratulations to all the parents, to all the wonderful students. Just to let you know, I was a student here. I went to Fisher, so I went from K to 12, all in the Ewing school system. The scholarship I'm presenting tonight is in honor of my father, who was an administrator in the school system. From the 50s, he started as a math teacher all the way through to 1988, when he was acting principal here. So I'm sorry. But I'm very, very proud to present this to Natalie Alexis.
Good evening. Congratulations to all the award recipients. My name is Reverend Alexander, and I'm here with Minister Jones, and we're representing the Life Abundant Church of God this evening. And very excited, very happy to present these 2 awards to these outstanding students. The Susie Johnson McCoy Book Scholarship Award was established back in August 2001 to award individuals whose lives demonstrate service to God and family and community and church, and seeks to pursue higher levels of education. I want to point out, without reading the long bio, I just want to point out a few things out of her bio that I believe are significant. There are 2 words that she would never accept from any child, and those 2 words were, I can't. She remained steadfast in her commitment to make sure every student had the opportunity to learn. She understood that it takes a village to raise a child. She was very proud to let the world know that while she was abandoned by her husband, she decided to raise her 2 children in perhaps a not so friendly environment. Those two men grew up, established themselves in the community, also obtained master's degrees, and are doing quite well in their careers, and we're so excited about that. It is these qualities that led the Women of Purpose Ministry to honor this great woman. Susie Johnson McCoy's name may not appear in the world history books of our time, but for those of us who knew her, she shall forever be remembered and honored as a woman who understood her purpose and understood the importance of giving back. We are delighted tonight to give these 2 wonderful book scholarship awards, and they're $500 a piece, and they're $250 per semester. When you go to purchase that first book, you're going to say, thank you. Minister Jones will call their names.
Good evening. Again, it is with great joy. It is with great joy that we present Miss Deja Miller Santiago.
If I didn't say something about these 2 students, when we read their bios and we read their history, we always look for students who are challenged in some difficult times to rise above the difficulty. These 2 met the challenge, and I am excited to give this scholarship to both of them.
Good evening, everyone. So my name is Denisha Hood. I'm actually the Lower Parent Association president for this year. Unfortunately, I've only lived in Ewing. I didn't go to Ewing schools, but I love it here. Does that count? I do love Lower, and I love that my children are coming through Lower Elementary School. So it gives me great pleasure to know that I'm giving free money away. Like, I love giving free money. I worked at Temple University for 13 years, and we gave out many, many scholarships. So when I was given the opportunity to be able to give out some free money, I was all for it. So we had some great candidates that applied. We had basically a committee of 3 parents that do not have any affiliation on purpose, so that we can make sure that we are looking at our candidates and choosing them based on their academics, their in-school involvement, out-of-school involvement, community involvement, and 100% grade point average and their ranking at the school. So it gives me great honor to give out our first scholarship for $1,000 to Anna Gaylord. So it was supposed to thunderstorm today. I don't know if you guys knew that. And today was field day at Lower. So because it got canceled, the good thing is I was able to pull out another $500 to give another scholarship today. So I know it was a bad thing that field day was canceled, but I'm able to give away some more money. So I was super excited. I gave a call to the school, like, I got another one. So with great pleasure, I would like to give a $500 scholarship to Alexander Medley.
Hello, everybody. I always feel like I'm coming home when I come here, because I had a student at Ewing High School, 3 of them, for 11 straight years, from the time the first one entered to the time the last one left. In fact, sometimes I think the janitor thought I was on the faculty. So it does feel like home whenever I come here, but I come representing the Mercer County Board of Chosen Freeholders. And every year, at each of the high schools in Mercer County, we give a scholarship of $1,000 for the first year, and then if their GPA is held, $1,000 for their second year to one student to attend Mercer County Community College. This year, the student was described as being determined and motivated, involved in school activities and community service, a 4-year member of the track and tennis team, received the 2018 USTA Junior Tennis Champion, and was twice recognized as a medalist by the track program here. And so I'd like to invite up Fadia Arjun. And I'm going to do just a little commercial before we leave, because it's a choice to go to Mercer County Community College. And I want to talk to all those students that decided not to go. Because there may come a time when you need to pick up that extra language credit, or maybe you just want to get one course off of your plate so that you lighten your load a little bit. Or maybe you want a certain certification, and it's available at Mercer County Community College. Remember, it remains an option for you, and it can save your parents a whole lot of money.
Hello again. 2 of our students have been recognized by the Mercer County Professionals Counselor Association for their devotion to serving the community. These recipients have won the Caring for Humanity Scholarship, which is for students who have demonstrated a level of dedication to improving the lives of others through service to either their school or community. The recipients have maintained a B or 3.0 GPA. The recipients for this year for the Mercer County Professional Counselor Association are Georgette Reyes, and Steven Rodriguez. Georgette Reyes is tenacious, passionate, considerate, and an independent young woman. She is also one of the most organized students I have encountered thus far. She has volunteered at the Trenton Area Soup Kitchen, Special Olympics, Homefront Thanksgiving Food Drive, and many other service activities. Georgette is the type of student who has been doing all of these activities for the right reason, because she wants to make a difference in this world and not just to add something to her resume. Georgette will be attending Seton Hall University and studying political science. Steven Rodriguez is an outgoing, creative, and compassionate individual. Steven participated in 2 mission trips to Haiti for 10 days each, which clearly shows his compassion. He plans on continuing to do this for years to come. This is a very impressive service project for anyone, but especially for someone at his age to give up his time and to go to another country. Steven's favorite part about these trips were putting smiles on other people's faces, he said. Steven will be attending Bowling Green State University. Congratulations to them both.
Hi, I'm Sandra Keller, the advisor for National Honor Society, and it's my honor to present Devin Cuny, the National Honor Society semi-finalist scholarship. The scholarship is for $3,200. Devin is the first Ewing High School winner of a National Honor Society scholarship, so I'm really proud of her. Devin had to complete an application process that included writing an essay on the importance of the values of NHS, as well as getting 3 letters of recommendation. While I always felt that Devin is the epitome of what NHS stands for, I'm elated that the national organization feels the same way and has rewarded Devin for her devotion to scholarship, leadership, character, and service. Congratulations, Devin.
The Congressional Certificate of Recognition for Outstanding Community Service is given to students who have demonstrated outstanding and valuable service to the community. This year's recipient is Ngozi Ikama. Ngozi serves as Vice President of the Rotary Interact Club, Costume Executive of the Drama Club, as a Student Council Class Officer, and Captain of the Girls Tennis Team. In the community, she is a Youth Ministry member and a Research Assistant at TCNJ. She currently holds a 4.2 GPA and will attend the University of Delaware and plans to major in medical diagnostics with a minor in either biology or chemistry. Ngozi Ikama.
Can you hear me? Good evening. So I'm presenting the Wilson Family Freedman Scholarship. My sister and I came up with this scholarship, and it is presented to a student who holds a 3.5 GPA and is pursuing a career in medicine. This recipient holds a 4.186 GPA, and she is pursuing a career in medical diagnostics, which is a female program. It is my pleasure to present this award to Mrs. Ngozi Ikama.
Good evening. My name is Jeff Sumners, representing Omega Psi Phi fraternity. Delta Upsilon chapter of the Greater Trenton area. Vega Psi Phi fraternity was founded on the campus of Howard University the year of 1911. I'm a graduate of Howard University in 1980. I'm also a proud graduate of Ewing High School, class of 1976. We were called 76ers, all right? Are there any 76ers in here? Miss Guz, I know your brother is as well, Dr. Guz, so tell him myself. First of all, I would like to congratulate all the high school seniors. I would like to acknowledge the parents, as well as the faculty and administration for doing an outstanding job with these young people. This year we're presenting a $1,000 scholarship, and the $1,000 scholarship was based upon leadership, academic achievement, extracurricular activities, as well as character. This year's award will be going to Ms. J.C. Love.
I will be presenting the National Pan-Hellenic Council, Inc., NPHC. It is a coalition of the 9 largest historically African American Greek letter fraternities and sororities, currently representing over 1.5 million members internationally. The NPHC was organized on May 10, 1930 on the campus of Howard University. The activities of the local NPHC chapter in Mercer County, recognized as the Mercer Regional Pan-Hellenic Council, has been impactful to the communities we serve, especially in the areas of education, economics, social action, political empowerment, and health. The recipient for the National Pan-Hellenic Council Community Service Award is Simone Sumi. Simone, don't go in. Got some nice words for you. Simone is diligent, artistic, caring, and knowledge-seeking. She has a great smile that will light up the entire room. Simone has dedicated her time to the Rotary Club, Master Singers, tennis team, and environmental club. She will be studying nutrition at Johnson & Wales University. Please congratulate Simone Sumi.
I'm not sure, but I do believe there are some refreshments still on the side, so make sure you help yourselves. Get access to a good dinner, especially as we get later in the evening. Our next award is the Parkway PTA Catherine T. Redding Memorial Scholarship. The Catherine T. Redding Memorial Scholarship, presented on behalf of the Parkway Elementary School PTA, is a $1,000 scholarship to be awarded to a student who attended Parkway Elementary School. The scholarship is given in the name of past PTA President Kathy Redding, who passed away in 1994 as a tribute to her commitment to education. Some of Kathy's achievements include establishing a parent resource shelf in the library, funding for the trip to Camp Bernie, participation in National Drug and Alcohol Awareness Week, and getting the Parkway PTA involved in legislative issues at the state and national level. This year's recipient was very reluctant to give me any background information on her. She just didn't want me to talk. However, I will bring her up and I was able to squeeze a few things out for her. Haley Allen, please come on up. Haley led all 4 years of both soccer and softball here at Ewing High, and has often spoken about her love of participating in the Unified PE class. From these experiences, Haley has decided to major in early education and special education at Mercer County Community College, where she'll continue playing by receiving a scholarship to play both soccer and softball. Ladies and gentlemen, Haley Allen.
Good evening to everyone, and congratulations to all these wonderful students. You worked so hard, and you deserve it all this evening.
My name is Magnolia Brown. I'm from the National Sorority Phi Delta Kappa Incorporated Pi Chapter. The National Sorority Phi Delta Kappa Incorporated is a professional organization of women dedicated to the field of education. Our purpose is to foster true spirithood among the sisters, to promote the highest ideas for teaching, to promote personal growth among teachers, and to encourage the development of young people. Tonight, it is my great honor to present 2 scholarships. The first scholarship, in the amount of $1,000, will go to Miss Zaire Jones. 3 years ago, one of our sorority sisters decided to expand our scholarship program to include the STEM. The first 2 years we awarded it under the STEM, and now we have changed it to STEAM. The Julie Dixon Thomas Family Scholarship, in the amount of $500, is awarded to Miss Amatu Manaran.
Mr. Anderson?
Good evening, everybody. My name is Darvin Henderson. I'm CEO, owner of Playmaker Athletics. We do personal training based out of the Durham area. In 4 years running post my collegiate and short professional football career, we have done football clinics, football showcases, basketball clinics, weight loss, and a traveling AAU football team in the area. Individually, I also have coached for Ewing High football the last 2 years. Most importantly, I am Ewing. I attended Parkway to Fisher to Ewing High, where I played for 4 years, all conference in 2 sports, and received a scholarship to Monmouth University, where I did football and track. What brings us to today, realizing how blessed I was with the opportunity coming from Ewing, I want to give back to another Ewing night to exemplify, you heard that a lot tonight, hard work, faith, persistence, smart, confidence. He's also a 2-time all-conference safety, team captain, and a future Central Connecticut State Blue Devil, Anthony Wynn Jr. with the Darvin Henderson Student Scholarship Award. He's not here tonight, so I'll accept the money on his behalf.
Good evening. It's my honor as high school principal to present the Presidential Gold Award. I'm just going to call the names of the students and ask them to come up. Amelia Baputo. Amelie Francois. Henry Hutchinson. Devin Cooney. Isaiah Down Johnson. David Trader. I just want to point out that these are some of our outstanding students here at Ewing High School. We're very pleased to have such a wonderful class, this class of 2019, And I just want to thank all the parents for such a wonderful job that you did with your sons and daughters. Thank you and congratulations.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Sarah Greya, and I'm the District Supervisor of English Language Arts and ESL. I'd like to congratulate all of our seniors that are here tonight and to thank all the parents and families that have supported them along the way. What some of you may not know is that we have a couple juniors in the room tonight too that are going to be recognized. And I know that they will find some recognition next year when they are seniors. Throughout this evening, I'll be presenting 3 book awards. These awards are unique as we'll be recognizing outstanding members of the class of 2020. The awards presented this evening are offered either through college or university admissions offices or alumni associations with the intent to promote their institution and to recognize outstanding students across the country. Tonight's first award is the Princeton University Alumni Association Award. This award is presented by the Princeton Area Alumni Association and is sponsored by alumnus George Buston, who is Princeton class of 1970. The award is to be given to a member of the junior class who demonstrates overall academic excellence and exemplary community service or civic engagement. The teachers of the English department have selected Natalia Davila as the first recipient of this award. Natalia was described by one of the department members as one of the hardest working students to pass through Ewing High School. Her work is always indicative of her thoughtfulness and time. Natalia is also deeply concerned with the well-being of others. She dedicates herself not only to advancing her intellectual endeavors, but she is truly dedicated to fellow man. Natalia has an interest in political science and foreign relations. She started the year with 3 AP courses and balancing her extracurricular activities, which include Rotary Interact Club, Student Council, and the mentoring of one of our elementary-aged students. It is my privilege to honor Ms. Natalia Davila with this award.
Hello, everyone. My name is Cynthia Hutchinson. I'm one of the co-advisors for the Ewing High Robotics team, and I'm here with Mr. Matthew Sisk, who's also co-advisor for the robotics team, and Matthew Rickmeyer, who is a mentor for our team, as well as our J&J liaison. So I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Rickmeyer first.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Sydney. Cindy, sorry, it's been a long day. For those who don't know me, my name is Matt Rickmeyer. I'm representing Johnson & Johnson tonight. One of the things that I'm very passionate about my company is our commitment to our communities, including Ewing High. And one such member of the J&J community that embodied this was Richard Prospero, who was one of the founding engineers that worked at Johnson & Johnson that helped support and create the Ewing High School first robotics team in 2016, the light bulbs you mentioned. So over his time mentoring at the team, he helped create different demos that helped teach students about different engineering principles, like pneumatics, that helped create demos for how you do things, why you do them, talk about design, architecture, etc. And he also traveled with students for competition, including at 2010, where Ewing, Team 2016, won one of the most respectful and highest achievement, the Chairman's Awards for highest honors for that year. Sadly, in 2010, Rich passed. This award is in honor of his memory and to sponsor one of our high school seniors. Thank you, guys.
So with that being said, I'd like to call Catherine Struble to the podium. Catherine, or Kat, as we like to call her, has been on the robotics team for 4 years. During that time on the team, she has taken the lead of our electrical team. As a freshman, Mr. Sisk and I asked Kat if she would like to be one of our kiosk members that talk to the judges. She said, maybe. As of today, Kat is one of our go-to team members when needed for any presentation. As Kat put it, my experience on the robotics team forced me out of my comfort zone and helped shape me into the confident person I am today. As recently as this past Sunday, Kat ran the pneumatics display at the World Science Festival in New York City. It was a pleasure to watch her impart her knowledge to all the inquisitive young children in attendance. As Mr. Bensky mentioned earlier, in the fall, Kat will be majoring in electrical engineering at the Rochester Institute of Technology. Congratulations, Kat.
This young man had a grade point average of 4.5455. And a big round of applause for that effort. I'm very pleased and honored to present the salutatorian award for Ewing High School to Henry Hutchinson.
Good evening. I am Ellen Scott, and although I did not grow up in Ewing, I am a Ewing parent from Lanning to Fisher to Ewing High School. This is my 28th year to present this award, so I have sat in the audience many times, and it just is amazing to me that every year the accomplishments that come out of Ewing are mind-boggling. So congratulations to everyone. Well deserved. I've been sitting just at the second table up here, so just kind of as a side note, you guys are gorgeous. And I'm watching you and thinking, my goodness, they're smart and talented and beautiful, all of you. And just another sidebar, this atmosphere in here is so joyful and positive. I would recommend watching this anytime at home when you need a little lift, because there is nothing but good here. So we're going to shift gears a little bit. This is not an award being presented to a senior who has accomplished and demonstrated all that they can do. This is an award that we present to a student who is in 9th grade, which is the same grade as my son Joshua when he was taken from us in 1990. One of the results of that was the outpouring from adults who knew him, not family and such, but teachers and coaches. And the things that they said about his character were so important, and I thought, oh my gosh, had they told him those things when they could have, it would have meant a lot to him. The one thing that I'm able to do is take a 9th grader and not wait until they're a senior and done so many things, but just as they are, and say to them, you know what? Your spirit, your character at this age is already so amazing. It's above and beyond and is quite noticeable. I have nothing to do with the selection of the recipient because I don't know anybody anymore, but the faculty does a great job, and every year I'm impressed at how perfect the recipient is. So this is my special privilege and honor on an annual basis to find a 9th grader and say, honey, you don't have to wait until you're a senior. You're already remarkable. This year, the Citizenship Award, which is in memory of Joshua Scott, who was a caring citizen of our community, a loving son, friend to many, and person to be trusted. It is presented this year to Thomas Valanga. Bud Cowell is the person in the faculty who makes sure that this happens every year. And he tells me that they had so many remarkable people nominated, and that young Thomas was just so awesome that he was the perfect. So thank you very much.
Good evening. Yes. Okay, I am Sharice York, the Director of I Am the Change at the Smith Family Foundation. Before we announce our recipient this evening, I would like to encourage every senior in this room to come out to Mercy County College exactly 2 months from today, August 6th at 11 a.m. We are giving away refrigerators, microwaves, laptops, things that you need when you go away for college for free. So please save the date. If you did not register, it's for free. So if you did not register, please go to the Smith Family Foundation.org and register for the college care package. And if you have trouble with doing that, just get my card and I'll give you the information. That's fine as well, okay? But we would like to be a blessing to everyone in this room that's going away for college, okay? So Ms. Tara is going to announce our recipient this year.
Good evening. Everyone looks so nice. In recognition of academic honors, the 2019 Smith Family Foundation I Am the Change Book Award will be awarded to 2 outstanding Ewing High students. Imani Wilson and make sure you come down and get your free laptop, microwave, and your refrigerator. And in her absence, Numa Petit-Compierre. And before we leave, we just want to say, with the Smith Family Foundation, our service agenda is higher education as the normal next step. Thank you and have a good one.
Good evening. Much to your surprise, I am not Mike Van Wagner. I'm Olivia Van Wagner, and I am proud and pleased to be able to present this evening an award, the Lloyd Snyder Award. And I want to explain that this award was established by 2 Ewing High School alumni, Matt and Tom Van Wagner, Mike's brothers, aught 1974, who learned their love of music and performing here in the Ewing schools, and in particular with Mr. Olson. So this award is in honor of Lloyd Snyder, a Navy musician's mate from Levittown, Pennsylvania. Aboard the battleship West Virginia in the Pearl Harbor Fleet, His duty was to play for the entertainment and the enlisted men, in addition to manning a battle station when needed. During the attack on Pearl Harbor, he found himself treading water and dodging bullets, while the USS West Virginia sank after being hit by multiple bombs and aerial torpedoes on that fateful day. Following the war, Mr. Snyder established and led a robust instrumental music program for nearly 4 decades, while his half-melted, half-charred French horn sat in a quiet memorial on the shelf in his office. Generations of Ewing High students learned to love and appreciate music thanks to Mr. Snyder's enthusiastic and inspiring leadership. Today we honor a senior who embodies the leadership and entertaining spirit of Mr. Lloyd Snyder by presenting senior percussionist Andrew Ashton. With the Lloyd Snyder Instrumental Music Leadership Award. Andrew is one of the drum majors of the marching band, has performed in the pit orchestra for 4 years, and conducted a piece for the Ewing High Spring Concert. One of the highlights of his year was when he conducted the Philly Pops Orchestra. The award is essentially not a monetary one on Andrew's behalf, but it is an instrumental award for the music department. So to honor Andrew, a set of percussion instruments, not necessarily these, has been donated to the Lloyd Snyder Fund and dedicated in Andrew's name.
I will now be presenting the Spencer Savings Bank Scholarship. The Spencer Savings Bank Scholarship is awarded to a dedicated student who will be pursuing a degree in banking, finance, or business. This year's Spencer Savings Bank Scholarship recipient is Brianna Myers. Brianna Myers never backs down from a challenge. She has earned a GPA of 3.4 while participating in multiple extracurricular activities. She has participated in Drama Club, Future Business Leaders of America, and Common Ground, as well as holding outside employment in food service since her sophomore year. Brianna is independent, determined, and resilient. She will be majoring in accounting at Lincoln University. Please give her a hand and congratulate her.
Hello again. The next book award is the Swarthmore College Book Award. It's presented through the Swarthmore College Admissions Office, and the award honors outstanding leadership and academic passion of a student in the junior class. This year, Jaden Kowal has been selected as the recipient for her deep sense of ethical and social concern. Jordan is not here tonight, but I do want to share a couple words about her. One of our English department members said of Jaden, she was always looking for her next book to read, particularly books that act as agents of social change. One that encourages readers to challenge the status quo and to stand up for what they believe in. Jaden is an open-minded student who believes in the power of the literary art form. Jaden's focus and drive have guided her through her academics, and she will graduate early from Ewing High School. It is my pleasure to award this to Jaden Kowal.
This will be the last award that I'm presenting. So I just want to congratulate again all the families and all the recipients. So please, let's do one more round of applause. The last award I will be presenting is the Tracy D. Taylor Memorial. Tracy was a graduate of Ewing High School in 1985. Unfortunately, she passed after completing her sophomore year of college. Although there is no one who can replace her, the committee is looking for individuals who are as special as she was. The Tracy D. Taylor Memorial Scholarship is awarded to an applicant who possesses a GPA of 3.0 or above, as well as has an active involvement in student government, class cabinet, or other extracurricular activities. This year's Tracy D. Taylor Memorial recipients are two of my fine students, Amani Wilson and Simone Sami. Amani Wilson is outgoing, ambitious, and courageous. She has such a great personality and is a very hardworking individual. Amani will succeed whatever she puts her mind to and wherever she will go. She is one of our top students with an impressive 4.18 GPA. She dedicated her time to the tennis team and Black Student Alliance while also being employed at Shopper. Amani will be studying political science at the College of New Jersey. I have previously spoken about Simone Samil, but I am honored to present this award to her. This shows how hardworking and motivated she is. This award further exemplifies her charisma, character, and determination. Simone is the type of person who makes the room she is in and the people around her a better place. I will miss her frequently visiting my office and asking for scholarship assistance, but it has clearly paid off, and talking about her plans after high school. Please congratulate Amani Wilson and Simone Sami.
Most Valuable Student Award. This year we have two recipients, and they are Allison McConnell and Matthew Ultra. As we've already heard, Allie has been an active member of the Ewing High School and the Ewing community. She has participated in Day of Dialogue, Peer Leadership, Project Unified, and played on the girls' varsity soccer team and as the baseball team's manager. She has volunteered her time in numerous community organizations. Allie plans to attend Mercer County Community College as a STARS Program Scholar and to pursue a dual special education and physical education degree. Matthew has a passion for music and has been a member of the orchestra all 4 years as a cellist. He also has served as a peer leader and played on the baseball team. Matthew is an empathetic and resilient person who wants to pursue a career in music education to incorporate, as he says, his love of music with his desire to help kids. Matthew will attend the College of New Jersey in the fall. Congratulations to our two Most Valuable Student Award recipients.
Before I present the next award, which is the valedictorian, I just want to take a moment to thank our custodians, our secretaries, all our school counselors. An event like this doesn't happen in a couple hours or over an afternoon. It's been many months of planning, contacting all the sponsors of all the scholarships, a lot of preparation in the backgrounds, and I just want to Let's give them all a big round of applause right now for all their efforts. The valedictorian award is awarded to the student who is #1 in the class. The student who has the highest grade point average. In our class of 2019, the highest grade point average was a 4.6009. That's pretty impressive. And it is my honor to present the valedictorian award to Amelia Lafuto.
The Wellesley College Book Award is presented by the Wellesley College Alumni Club of Central New Jersey. The recipient is selected each year by teachers in the English department. This award is presented annually to a female student in the junior class who has demonstrated outstanding academic performance and character and has made contributions to extracurricular and community life. This year's honoree is Isabel Van Wagner. Isabel is described by her teachers as a hardworking student who always strives to be her absolute best. Isabel is a highly involved student with a heavy academic course load. While juggling 3 AP classes, she was a lead in the musical and a leader among her peers as a drama board member. Isabel is an outgoing young lady who is deeply involved in the school community and wants to make a difference in the world. It's my privilege to honor Ms. Isabel Van Wagner with the Wellesley College Book Award.
The Lillian Renee Marine Scholarship for Business Studies is a $500 scholarship to be used toward college expenses awarded to a student who will pursue a career in business studies. The criteria established for the scholarship includes excellent grades and standardized test scores, community and civic activities, extracurricular activities, and work experience. This year's recipient is Vladimir Malkevich. Vlad is president of Future Business Leaders of America Club, a peer leader, and has excelled academically in 6 business department courses over his high school career. Due to his leadership abilities and savvy business sense, he was voted CEO of his international business practice firm by classmates. Vlad holds a 3.6 GPA and is planning to attend Mercer County Community College and major in business studies. Unfortunately, Vlad cannot make it with us tonight, but we'll make sure he does get his scholarship. But please give a round of applause for Vladimir. At this time, faculty members of the school will recognize students with our department awards. Please welcome Mr. Blair Olson, representing the band department. As Mr. Olson is making his way to the podium, for the faculty members presenting tonight, please assemble to the side of the room, ready to come up.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Blair Olson. I'm Director of Instrumental Music here at Ewing High School. And I would like you to help me congratulate this year's band department award winner, Michael Montagna. And also Andrew Ashton.
Consistently scoring in the top of his business classes for the past 2 years in IBPF 1 and 2, Principles of Marketing, Personal Law 1, and Business Management, all while being the current president of the Future Business Leaders of America Club. The business department would like to recognize the excellent achievement of this graduating senior. His exemplary academic performance was complemented by his work ethic, pleasant demeanor, and willingness to help out. It's for these reasons the business department education teachers unanimously selected Mr. Vlad Malkevich as this year's recipient of the Outstanding Business Student Award. We'll see that
Hello again, that was fast this time. The student receiving the English Department Honors Award has been selected for demonstrating a strong interest and high academic achievement in the area of English language arts. This year's honoree is Isabella Falzone. According to one of our department members, Isabella is simply a bright light when she enters the classroom. Her enthusiasm knows no bounds. She strives for her best every day, and even when she comes short of a goal, she does not allow that to dim her motivation. She came into the AP literature classroom a bit uneasy, unsure if she wished to face up to that challenge. But not only did she face the challenge, she succeeded in overcoming every and all obstacles presented to her. Isabella identified with a myriad of characters in the works read and the skills she possessed by the end of her AP Literature studies. This will enable her to accomplish all that she wishes as she enters the next stage of her educational career. Another member of the department recognized Isabella as a stellar student. Just this week, she was recognized as the winner of the NJSIAA Scholar Athlete Award for 2019. She's an outstanding scholar athlete who participated in cross country, winter track, and softball. Isabella is going to Drexel University in the fall, planning a career as a physician's assistant. The English department is very proud of Isabella's achievements, and we'd like to recognize her by awarding her with this plaque.
I didn't realize I was back up, I apologize. It's a great pleasure to honor and nominate Stephen Rodriguez to receive the Culinary Arts Valley Consumer Science Senior Award. According to Mr. K, Stephen enters each class early with enthusiastic and animated hands in the air. What's up, Mr. K? He did tell me to say it that way. I truly believe that Stephen loves to eat and also really enjoys cooking. However, he really, truly loves to eat. His entrance is often followed by a quick conversation on the day's topic. Mr. Krokovinsky has always admired Stephen's professionalism and maturity in school, and as well as his good-hearted cultural experiences and drive to succeed in his personal life. Stephen completes each class as he started, with a gracious thank you. See you again tomorrow. Congratulations for Mr. Krokovinsky.
Good evening. I'm Jim Waddell, the Supervisor for Humanities, and I'll be presenting the World Language Awards this evening for the teachers who could not be present. This is from Mrs. Hill. The French Award will go to Henry Hutchinson. Henry has been an absolute pleasure to have in class. He has taken French with me for the past 4 years, and his consistent hard work has been evident since the beginning. He is an extremely diligent student and uses French with ease and expertise, while also having fun with the language with his humorous responses. I am proud to have him as the recipient of the French Award, as he represents the results of dedication and enthusiasm for the language. Congratulations, Henry. We'll also be presenting the Italian award, which goes to Gozi Pepima. Senior Thomas would like to present Gozi as the senior award winner for academic excellence in the Italian program. Gozi is a gregarious and intelligent young woman and is also a member of the National Honor Society. She coached the entire class and was lead support, helping them to achieve their goals in presenting basics of many languages: French, Italian, Latin, and German. In addition, she has exemplified a model 21st century student, volunteering with the Trenton Soup Kitchen and Homefront in her role as vice president of the Rotary Club. Furthermore, she was our head tutor for Italian. In conclusion, Gozi is one of the top Italian students I have had the privilege to teach during my 16-year tenure at EHS. Brava, Nina.
Our STEM supervisor, Mr. Don Waller, says, mathematicians help us see what is hard to see, unveil relationships that are not easily discernible, and from that, make decisions that affect us all. He describes tonight's winner of the Honor Mathematics Award as a true mathematician. She has excelled in mathematics, and when challenged with Algebra 2, a course that often presents itself as an obstacle to students, she earned a near perfect grade. She then moved on to higher mathematics courses, including pre-calculus and AP statistics, where she stood out among her peers. Her math teachers have seen her work hard, strive for, and achieve excellence with an energy and demeanor that has made her a pleasure to work with and a joy to have in the class. The fact that this student's English teachers and her math teachers have honored her with this award shows just how versatile she is and her broad range of abilities. I'm honored to present this year's Honors Mathematics Award to Isabella Falzoni.
Please help me congratulate the following orchestral members that have exhibited musical excellence, dedication, and hard work. They go to Devin Cuny and Olivia Rook.
Giving out the Physical Education Awards. Devin, come on up. And Michael Montagna. So unfortunately for me, they were not in my class this year, so I asked their teacher, Mr. Dudak, to write something up. Michael puts much effort into his health and physical education classes as for any other academic class. Michael always comes to class with a positive attitude, ready to give maximum effort in each activity. During fitness tests, Michael maintains a very high standard, never compromising for anything but the best. When participating in team or cooperative games, he displays leadership and sportsmanship. Oftentimes, he can be heard encouraging his peers. Michael is always helpful to teachers asking to help set up or clean up after class. What makes Michael Montagna so special? He is a positive role model for his peers. And then Mr. Dudak writes about Devin Cuny. You wouldn't expect a three-sport scholar to have the energy and enthusiasm to come to physical education class every single day and be motivated. But then again, not many students are like Devin Cuny. Devin approaches everything the same way with a great deal of passion and determination. Her kindness and compassion for her peers is icing on the cake. Devin's positive attitude is contagious. She displays a willingness to work with teachers to make their job easier. So please allow me to congratulate the two of them for all of their efforts.
It's my pleasure to award Ngozi Pepima Science Award. Ngozi is the kind of student that every science teacher wants. She comes in ready to fun, and all with a sense of humor. I got to know her in honors chemistry class. The kids all called her 100, and I was like, why do you all call her 100? They go, she complains about math all the time, and then she gets a quiz, and she gets 100. So, I can't say she got 100 on every chemistry test, but she did ace every single one. So, she went on to do the same in Physics 1 and 2, and in her college life science class as well. So it is really my pleasure to award her the Science Award, and to say that I'm sure she's going to do fantastic in college, and again, heading for a science career in medical diagnostics. So congratulations.
I never use microphones. This is just... This year's Social Studies Department Award goes to Henry Hutchinson. The Social Studies Department Award is granted to a student who has not only invested countless hours in a variety of social studies courses, but also goes above and beyond in the classroom. We're honoring Henry this year because he has taken a slew of upper-level core and elective social studies courses, including AP US History, Human Behavior, and Peer Leadership. He has continually excelled in these classes throughout his high school career. The Social Studies Department has noted that Henry set a great example in our classes with his strong work ethic and commitment to achieving his best. Henry truly understands the value of a social studies education and has committed himself to being an exemplary leader in the school and local communities in which he has had such a positive impact. I personally enjoyed watching Henry grow as a writer in my AP US History class and into a confident young adult, engaging public speaker, and role model in peer leadership this fall. Although his humor was sometimes lost on me, I grew to appreciate his many puns, his propensity to high-five himself, and his physical comedy routine of tripping over chairs and desks. Although that may have not always been deliberate, not quite sure about that. Henry will continue his studies at Eastern University, where he plans to major in theology and philosophy. And we look forward to seeing what the future has in store for him and wish him all the best.
The Spanish award goes to Zyara Jones Costin. This is from Mrs. Gonzalez. The Spanish language award is given to the student that has shown exceptional mastery in speaking, writing, listening, and reading. It gives me great pleasure to present this year's Spanish language award to Senior Zyara Jones Costin. It was a delight having Zyara in my Spanish 3 honors class this year, and I quickly realized that she is a dedicated scholar and an excellent role model. Throughout the semester, she worked diligently at improving her skills and incorporating new material to advance her level of expertise. It was the first time I worked with Zyara, and I was very impressed with her ability to comprehend what was being said, as well as her ability to express information in Spanish. She also demonstrated an ability to write and read in Spanish. She is to be commended for her love of learning, enthusiasm, and motivation. Zyara is a lovely young lady, and I wish her well in college and all of her future endeavors.
Hi, everybody. My name is Mr. Sisk. I am an Earth and Space Science teacher here at Ewing High School. I'm also co-advisor to the Ewing High School robotics team, and tonight I'm presenting the Technology Award. I'm very, very, very lucky tonight because for 2 nights in a row I get to present an award to someone who I hold very dear in my heart. I have an excellent opportunity tonight to really introduce you guys to one of the most exceptional people I've ever met. 4 years ago, I met this person as they entered in my class as a student in my science class, and also as a member of the robotics team. This guy, he has excelled at every level of tech-based accomplishment that he probably can. He does website development, robotics and computer programming, mobile app development. He was a technical manager on the Ewing High School robotics team, and most impressively, he's a mentor to students. It is something that's been said over years about technology being the future. Judging by the variety of technological devices that are sprinkled all over the tables, I really like to think of it more of like the now. It was said tonight that this is going to be on YouTube. Seriously, how long ago was that a thing? It's a thing now, right? Technology is now, it's everywhere, it's involved in everything. Every one of these students are more talented at technology than I will likely ever be. And so to honor this person with the technology award for their accomplishments in their AP computer science classes and Cisco IT classes and intro to web design classes, and when I needed a new website for the robotics team, I said, dude, make this happen. And he did. And he continues to do those things. So it's my great honor to introduce you guys to Mr. Sterling DeRacy.
I'm one of the art teachers here at Ewing High. And I'd like to congratulate this year's recipient, and be no other than the Visual Art Award to Ellen Peach. Okay, so Ellen is extremely talented, skilled, thoughtful, and creative. And she gets into her art zone, she comes into the art room in the morning, and she's so enthusiastic. So excited about what she's doing and about creating art. Her favorite day is Critique Day, where we get to just sit around and talk about art. She just loves it. She expresses herself so articulately when it comes in general, but when it comes to art, she's so knowledgeable. I sat in, I listened in on a critique that she had with professional artists at the Teen Arts Festival last year. They had such an intelligent conversation. You know, I'm trying to interject and they're saying, back off, you know, but I am in awe of her knowledge and her ability to visually and verbally express herself. She's been recognized for her artwork for throughout her 4 years here. Every year she's had a piece in the Phillips Mill Youth Art Exhibit, and this past year she won first place for works on paper. She's also had her work represented every year at the Spring Hill Sweets Art Show and has won, you know, first, second, and third places all along. And also, she's not going to this school, but she was offered an astounding $25,000 per year scholarship at the University of Hartford based on her art portfolio. She's got $100,000. So over the years, I've been here for 14 years. Our sister went here. She's a talented artist. I never taught Alex, but I've had many students, and I can honestly say she is the most talented student I have ever had the pleasure of teaching. I wish her the best as she continues at Coldwell University as an art major. I'm very proud of you and your accomplishments, and I wish you the best, and you better visit.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Alex Minter, the vocal teacher here at Ewing High School. It's my honor to make music with our incredible students every day through choir, master singers, handbell, and the musical. One thing that they don't tell you when you're majoring in education is just how much you're going to learn from your students as much as you get to teach them. One particular student I have learned an awful lot from these past 2 years. So I'd like to bring up Scott Salaji. Just a few of the things that I've learned about Scott learned from Scott rather over these past few years. First of all, hard tacos are not meant to be used as tacos. They're meant to be crushed up and used in a taco salad. Did not know that. If you are not sure what notes you are supposed to sing in a choir piece, lip sync and Mr. Minter will never know. And thirdly, it is in fact possible to put on an entire three-piece suit plus tie in 25 seconds during a musical interlude. But a little more to the point about Scott. He is one of the most dedicated and hardworking individuals I have ever met. In the past 2 years, he auditioned and became a member of the Central Jersey Honor Choir, which is one of the most prestigious accomplishments a choir student can achieve in the high school grades. He also demonstrates extreme kindness and compassion. He is the #1 supporter of his friends inside the classroom and outside the classroom. He's always there for them. He will back them up on anything and everything. And finally, he really is a true leader. In choir rehearsals, he is the first one to stand up when we're warming up. He's the last one to sit down sometimes. He is always helping his peers out, learning notes, helping with rhythms. He is always the one to be on top of his music. It has been really a true pleasure to watch you grow these past 2 years. I hope you have learned as much from me as I have learned from you. To quote a few musicals that we worked together on, I am serious when I say that Ewing High School and the vocal music room will always be your sanctuary.
At this time, I'd like to bring up Ms. Natalie Alexis and Mr. Stephen Rodriguez, Student Council Co-Presidents of the class of 2019, who will present the key to the school to Anujan Aringold and Natalia Davila soon. Anujan Aringold and Natalia Davila, Student Council Co-Presidents for the 2019-2020 school year.
Good evening. My name is Stephen Rodriguez, and I am co-president for 2019 Student Council. I've been a part of the student government since freshman year, and this involvement has truly been the one thing that I'm the most proud of. The constant support, knowledge, and guidance from Mr. and Mrs. Hammer, who are not here right now, is something that I would not trade for the world. But as our time comes to an end, Natalie and I are honored to announce the next chapter of the Student Council. 2 young women who will create and advance the school further than we have. We are proud to pass along the torch to Natalia Davila and Anujan Aringold. Congratulations, ladies.
Hi. I'm a little nervous, but I'm hoping I can get through this. So I just want to begin by quickly extending a big thanks to Stephen and Natalie, 2 people whom I can truly say I have had the privilege of meeting. They are wonderful, just excellent role models, and I look up to them truly in all that they do. It's really their passion and their dedication to student council that has pursued such a fire inside of me toward student council and just our school itself. They've really inspired me to take action and just be in the position that I am right now. So I couldn't be more thankful. It's been a pleasure working with them this past year. I am so sad to have to part with them, but I know that they will shine wherever they go. And I wish you all the best in your next ventures. I'm absolutely thrilled to be accepting this position, and I look forward to working with my fellow officers to represent our extraordinary and diverse student body this upcoming year. Thank you.
I'm extremely thankful for this opportunity to become a leader at Ewing High School. It is an honor to be able to represent our student body this upcoming year. Natalie and Steven have both been extraordinary student council leaders this past school year. And it is unfortunate to see them leave us, but I know they will do amazing on their path to success. I am excited to take on this role alongside Natalia and our fellow student council officers. Thank you.
As we close tonight's program, I'd like to congratulate all the students here tonight, along with their parents and guardians who have offered support throughout all of your student years of schooling. We do have programs for you with this year's awards. Recipients printed on the inside available as you exit the cafeteria. Mr. Bensky, Ms. DePasquale, and Ms. Jarrett have that available. Please help me thank all our presenters for their time tonight. We as a school community appreciate everything you do for our students. Lastly, I would like to thank the people who did a lot of work behind the scenes to make this night successful, as Mr. Schmiel alluded to earlier. The day and night custodial staff, Ms. Harmony Matlack from the main office, Mrs. Lisa McClendon, Mrs. Roth, Mrs. Tony Stewart from the guidance office, a scholarship committee consisting of Mrs. Nicole Bailey-Williams, Ms. Shalika Jarrett, Mrs. Danielle Miller, Mrs. Lisa Roth, and the co-chairs of the committee, Mr. Joe Bensky and Mrs. Mae DePasquale for all their hard work. Lastly, I'd like to thank Superintendent Mr. Nitti and all the members of the Board of Education for your support this whole year. One final word to the graduates in the next 8 days? Is that correct? 8? How many days until you graduate? 8 days, not 8. 8 school days. Congratulations and enjoy this next 8 days for your high school career. Thank you everyone and have a great evening.